What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast, a show dedicated to talk about all the Pogcast things, life, like music, content creation, and video games. I am one of your co-hosts, Homestar Runner.
And I'm
Coach.
Great Jorb.
Great Jorb.
Somebody in our audience saw the episode of Homestar Runner where Coach couldn't say the word job.
Yeah.
Great Jorb.
How many episodes of Homestar Runner were there?
Oh, I mean,
how many webisodes?
I am fully up to date with all of the Well, early episodes, initial brief episodes, and early episodes, 2 new episodes. Fuck! I was hoping there would just be a number before the word. There was a lot.
I'm surprised that hasn't been almost I don't want it to be clear, revived as millennial nostalgia bait. You know what I mean? And turned into a Netflix original series or something.
Yeah, dude. Every time I see a video, there's that guy. Was it Z Frank? You know that guy, right?
That sounds very familiar.
He did the he does the True Facts.
Oh yeah. I think you told me about this guy, but yeah.
The Vacuum. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would have ever brought up Z Frank, maybe.
I feel
when I see his video in my feed 2 months ago, I was like, oh, bro. There's honestly, it's probably good. It's probably just fantastic. But there's just something where it's if all of a sudden I was Lost season 9,
it's 100%.
Game of Thrones season, whatever. It's as good as it was, just let it be.
Let it go, dude. 100%. Did you see? I'm not very plugged into it, but I've seen some people who are plugged into it posting about it. Some people who are memeing on it, posting about it. So without caring too much about what the comings and goings of the Disney Corporation is, I have just seen they just announced The Incredibles 3, Frozen 3, the live action.
Wait, there was a Frozen 2?
Yes. The live action sequel. So Lilo and Stitch 2, but the sequel to the live action remake of Lilo and Stitch. And just
the squeakquel?
I'm just just every single thing I kept hearing from that was just let it die. Let it.
Can we just
die.
New rule, no more sequels.
Okay? I just
new rule.
I'm not wholly anti-sequel. I'm anti-legacy sequel, which is the term specifically for a franchise had ended a decade plus ago and we're reviving it to it's I'm down for sequels, bro, but it's if they made a 4th Lord of the Rings right now, I would be I don't want that. You know what I mean? We ended, bro. Ugh. Yeah, everything.
Big yikes.
But what's up? How you doing, brother?
I mean, all I was thinking about is how half the comments on my videos these days are probably bro, kill it. Tarkov was it, man. You're just be done.
Yeah. You're Frozen 3. Everyone's it just
Frozen 3 without ever having had Frozen 1 or 2.
No, though, because you're I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head. Has there ever been a series of movies where the second or third one got more popular than the first?
Terminator.
Because none of your Tarkov videos have 3 million views. Terminator, you stop trying to make fetch happen. Terminator 2 is amazing, but it's not bigger than Terminator 1. It's not like a more popular.
I'm frantically Googling to prove you wrong. On what's your metric?
It's
what?
Okay, maybe you misunderstood what I was saying. It may have made more money, but nobody forgets about that Terminator 1 exists.
I think a lot of people saw Terminator 2 and never saw Terminator 1 until years later. And I'm basing that purely off of my singular personal experience. No, not even vibes. That's just what happened to me. Bro, Terminator 2 grossed $520 million. Terminator 1, $78 million.
Yes, that's not like, I'm not talking about money. I don't think that that's wholly uncommon for like a sequel to make more money in the theaters, because the like first one comes out and then you have all the people that saw it. Like, I feel like that's a bigger thing. Like Dune Part 2 made more money than Dune Part 1. Avengers Endgame made more money than Captain America Winter Soldier. There's like a line.
But, so like,
but I'm saying
what
like
metric?
I'm saying culture. Like I was asking, I wasn't saying, I was asking, has there ever been, which, because I feel like I have and I just can't think of it, like a series of movies where like a sequel or like a later version became the de facto thing, where like most people don't even realize there is any story that came before. And I don't feel as though Terminator 2 is like that. I feel like Terminator 1, people are aware of it, even if they think Terminator 2 is a better movie. But maybe I'm wrong, because I'm just basing it off my vibes of seeing Terminator 1 and then Terminator 2 like a normal fucking person.
Bro, Terminator 1 came out in 1984.
I didn't say I can't. I watched it when it dropped. I said when I was...
No, I know, but like I saw Terminator 2 when I was 3 when it came out in 91.
Wait, Terminator 2 came out in 91?
Yeah, Terminator 1 came out in 1984,
That's
bro.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I thought Terminator was a good example. Just because Terminator 2 it's so much more beloved, dude, because Arnold is the good guy.
Yes. I just
literally, Terminator 1 is nothing compared to Terminator 2 makes you cry, bro. The robot's his friend. It's his dad. The thumbs up in the fucking lava. One of the greatest. That Terminator 2 is, I would argue, the best action sequel of all time.
Yes. Yes. We've talked about this, and I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I wish I had any.
Terminator 1 was getting Tarkov's video essay series. Terminator 2 was the Billy Mitchell video.
Sure. For all intents and purposes, yes. Yes.
And I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And I'm Arnold. Yes, you were originally the bad guy, and now you're the good guy.
I was going to say it's the other way around, but I don't know. I think I was never.
Dude, you were just.
I was never relevant.
I've said this before. You were just ahead of your time, bro. You were like, like if every video you made came out 3 years after it came out, it would.
Yeah, you're gonna say like today, but it's like
no,
Tarkov YouTube.
Yeah,
has to be fairly like dead. I mean, probably not actually. Probably.
I mean, it is compared to what it was. Certainly, I think most of the content that like works for Tarkov YouTube now is either just like the kind of like long form like raids or just like super up to date news. There isn't really any, but yeah. Anyways, what's up, brother? How you do? I saw you playing. Was it Pathogenic? I watched a couple people play that game. It looks kind of sick.
You mean you watched Northern Lion?
I did watch Northern Lion and Dan Giesling. Well, basically that group of people, yes, play Pathogenic.
It's funny how I have one click into like Northern Lion short, and then the first thing I see is it was Dan Giesling like cries at the end of The Binding of Isaac.
Oh, that's funny.
I clicked that, scrubbed all the way to the end.
Dan Giesling is so funny. Dan Giesling, like my wife knows about Dan Giesling because of Big Brother. My wife, because he was on Big Brother.
I'm sorry.
He's one of the most legendary Big Brother players ever. Like in all of Big Brother history, he had one of the most like deceitful, like yeah. And then he goes back because they always do just like Survivor. They do like the reunions and they do but yeah, he like won Big Brother by like being a like son of a bitch, but like playing the game. And so like that's how my wife and her family know who Dan Giesling is, because they used to watch Big Brother. I didn't watch Big Brother. Dan Giesling used to play Tarkov with Deadly Slob. So that's how I found out about Dan Giesling. And then it turns out he's like BFFs with Northern Lion, who I watch a bunch as well. So it's like this guy's everywhere.
Oh yeah, Dan Giesling's he's a cool guy. He's a really nice guy. He has a couple of my favorite clips like ever in history that were in the History of Tarkov video series. Is this live? No, this is pre-recorded.
Very pre-recorded.
Yeah, if you go back and watch History of Tarkov, I think it might be like the first episode. Yeah, the first episode was like super old school, and he's just like knife fighting hatchlings. In the tunnels. Yeah, he's got some incredible clips. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I was just playing Pathologic. Pathogenic is the H Bomber guy video essay.
Oh, pathological or pathologic?
It's pathologic.
I do remember that video. Yeah,
Pathological is chapter 4 of my video that I'm working on. Yeah, modern policing, a pathology.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really
what you should
do. You need to watch it in black and white, otherwise you don't get the full experience.
You should title your video "First Amendment Auditing: A Measured Response." And put H Bomber Guy in the thumbnail.
H Bomber Guy arrested for H Bomber Guy is in the Epstein files is what I'm gonna put in the title, and that's how I'll get views. Bro, did you see the thing about YouTube?
Yes.
I don't understand.
I don't either. So I don't want this to be another one of those things where I react very strongly based on limited information. All I know for sure is that the second you click on a YouTube video or the second a YouTube video begins playing, it counts as a view for that person where it previously hadn't. There was a threshold. I don't know how many seconds, but there was a threshold you had
30.
to meet. It was 30?
Yeah.
To be considered a view. Interesting. Yes. I did not know that. So now it's just one. It's just the minute. If one frame pops up on your screen, it counts as a view, which is similar to how shorts views are counted. And they said that it's not going to affect ad revenue, which makes sense because you don't really get paid per view. You get paid per eyeballs on the ad spots, which are at different places. We actually kind of had a micro version of this conversation last week where like a video with 300,000 views doesn't mean those people watched all the end. So it might not make a lot of money because if they watched 32 seconds of the video, but it is weird.
I mean, it's very much, I don't want to say double-edged sword. It's just like it's going to inflate views everywhere. A lot of people are saying that they think it's just like YouTube trying to like inflate their numbers. Like I see it very much like Twitch, like view botting, where like getting view bought, like it doesn't really. It's not going to affect like your sub revenue, but it will boost other things that will affect your revenue. It's like an indirect thing.
Yes.
So the same thing, like if I got 10x the views, CPM of when I go to get sponsored by, like let's say a Ridge Wallet.
Let's just say.
Yeah, it's just like off the top of my head thinking about a product I use that I like. Totally unrelated to this episode. They're gonna see value per view, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't have the in-depth watch time sort of metrics. I don't know that they really have that granular.
Yeah. They're going to start asking for it for sure. Like that's kind of what I think, because YouTube tweeted this. This isn't like a secret, you know what I mean, that we're discovering. It's like everybody that's plugged in, people that sponsor videos, your ground newses, for example, they're going to be aware of this. And they're going to start requesting watch time of your 10 most recent views, the average as opposed to just views, or maybe the combination.
They did actually request that the last
And
time I
then
did that.
the people on the fringes that don't sponsor YouTube as much, they're going to get boned because they're not going to realize the changes happen. They're going to pay a bunch of money and, not convert. And then they're either going to stop wanting to advertise or they're going to have to learn to do that too. So it's like, I don't know that in the long term it will increase or decrease revenue really in a significant way, but I do expect the type.
It's just going to get abused. It's going to be, it's going to be the thing that, like, remember in my fucking most recent video, right, about algorithms, it was all about the evolution of like what YouTube, what they prioritize.
Yeah.
And how when you have something that is a very important metric that's highly gameable.
Yes, and that's kind of like
you're going to have abuse.
My tentative opinion isn't like YouTube is dead. It isn't like I'm going to lose all this money or anything. It's just, are we going the wrong way? You know what I mean? Like we've talked a bunch before about how like YouTube is great because it, considers all these other things. We've talked about how like sick it would be to like, if your comment was weighted based on how long you watched the video, you know what I mean? Like there's all this stuff that promotes the longer you can get somebody to watch, not necessarily how many people you can get to click, is a better indicator of the quality of your YouTube video. And this just feels like the salmon swimming upstream. It's like, does this promote videos getting made that are of a higher quality, that get people to watch more? Maybe there's an argument to be made that it doesn't change anything at all other than just some stupid arbitrary number. But it feels like it more TikTokifies this, where like the chasing of the views, like clickbait will be incredibly effective temporarily. Because if you put H-Bomber Guy on your thumbnail and say H-Bomber Guy's in the Epstein files, even though that's not what your video's about, and you get 10 million people to click on it, even if nobody sticks around, you're going to get 10 million views. Like,
well, what's going to happen is, I think like there's a universe where this, I don't think this is the case, but there's a universe where this is actually like Gigabrain. Because what you end up with is you'll have the people who like don't think very hard about this stuff and who don't put a ton of quality into things.
Yeah.
And maybe they are more clickbait. Maybe they are more, they're going to lean into that.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get 10 million views. They might get on the initial service when YouTube's first pass of the thumbnails, people will click it. Everybody will click away. They'll get like 100 views.
Yeah.
And then it'll sit there and then it'll never get shown to anyone else.
Maybe.
So it could just be a total bullshit thing. It could have some interesting effects. I noticed this because I saw Rilo. Dude, this is kind of like a full circle thing. I saw Rilo tweet it. And he's like, I have no idea. Like, what did he say? He said, literally, what on earth could the thinking possibly have been here? What are we doing? And I responded with, at least now the people who kill my watch time percentage by clicking away after 28 seconds will at least give me a fucking view in return.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely didn't see it and be like, oh my God, my career as a YouTuber is over. Like, I just. And the reason I hesitate is because I was super duper anti the way they did A/B testing of thumbnails until I understood it more. Right? I was like so vehemently, this is stupid. All I want to see is the CTR, the click-through rate. And now I'm like, holy shit, like this actually greatly informs how I make A/B tests and how I make thumbnails. And I've had some real success stories out of it. So I see that. And there's a part of me that goes, big, evil, greedy corporations and shitifying everything. Fuck, my career is dwindling. But then there's the check that comes in that goes, well, we'll see. Like, I don't know. Maybe what if this makes it better. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I can't understand it. I haven't spent a whole lot of time trying to understand it or trying to rationalize it. I just saw the tweet and went like, I don't know, that seems dumb, but who cares? You know what I mean? That's kind of the extent I've thought about it until this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I ended up down a little bit of a rabbit hole. This literally is a full circle thing because when I opened up Twitter to find Rilo's tweet, Rilo tweeted about the thing that I'm like segueing to. So Rilo just in my brain.
Get in here.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, right. So I started to watch a video that was about killer whales.
Dude, is that
the video that you saw where you found out that the blue whale was the biggest whale of all time?
Oh no, I've known that fun fact for a long time.
Oh, okay,
but I might have watched because I watched a video on killer whales recently.
Did it have like 3 killer whales with kind of like red eyes, and it was like the thumbnail was like we don't know why or we don't understand why, and then the title was killer whales like don't hunt us or something.
Yes. Yes, we can't explain is what it says. Why the ocean's deadliest predator refuses to kill us. Yes, I just watched this video, bro.
So it's so funny. While the ocean's deadliest predator, that one?
Yeah.
Click on that video.
Mm-hmm.
And sort by...
comments?
Oh, never mind. There's a lot of comments.
The top comment is so funny. Imagine if it just boils down to the fact that we taste like ass and they can smell it before they even get to taste us.
Well, if you scroll far enough to 1 day ago.
Okay.
You might recognize.
Pogo?
A commenter. A guy named Veritas Games.
Oh, okay.
I wrote, how much of this video was produced by AI? From the script writing
I was wondering the same thing, by the way.
The M-dashes and hashtags in the description to the interesting pacing of the narrator. It was the narrator's pacing where I'm like, is this a fake AI voice? Because he would say, like, because of their DNA.
Yeah.
It was like, what's the fucking, like, what are these weird pauses that, like, don't make sense? Some weird pacing, but it was like sounded like a young kind of British dude voice. And then how YouTube has the Ask AI thing that I'm always accidentally clicking on when I'm trying to get to the transcript. I was like, was this video heavily AI generated or not? And it said, analyzing the provided transcript, it shows several characteristics that suggest it was likely written or heavily assisted by an AI model. Specifically one designed for high engagement, educational documentary style YouTube content.
I literally, like, when I pulled up the video, I only made it halfway through the video, and I had the same thought, and it was like I was being pulled apart where it was like,
it's good.
I was not that it was just like, oh, killer whales are fucking sick, like, because all the footage isn't AI, the footage is real killer whales just swimming around. So you're like visually fascinated by this real thing. I am learning about killer whales. But then it was about halfway through I realized that I was wondering the same thing about the script. Like something about the script and the pacing had me wondering the same thing. But I was just like, fucking cool killer whale facts.
I would be willing to bet that like a lot of the actual footage is maybe AI generated as well. I mean, there's probably a massive metric ass load of like stock footage out there of just like any kind of
100%. That's what
but when I went to the channel, because it's like a newish channel.
Yes.
They only have 50,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah.
And you look at like the intro video. Hey, welcome to Octolab M dash, where every tentacle leads to fascinating sight. And I'm just like, fuck, like, oh my God. And then one of the first things he says is like a caveat, which is like some of the visuals, like, don't take it as like scientifically exact. Like they're there for educational and documentary purposes. So I'm like,
when you click the channel, yeah, it's like when you see all the thumbnails together and titles, and like these are like 40-minute, mini documentaries made every 3 days from a channel that is brand new. You're like, once again, when you just see a thumbnail on your home feed and you're like, that looks interesting, and you click on it while I'm eating lunch. But looking at the channel, I am definitely.
Yeah, and it's just so that it was all of this is connected in a million different ways, because there was that bit. Then there's the part where I saw, it was one of those things where I opened up the YouTube like dashboard, and it was like, there's a new terms of service. It's Thursday. There's a new terms of service you have to accept from YouTube.
Yep.
And there was a few different things there, but it seems like maybe they're going to be cracking down on this stuff. Is not going to get touched. It's there's too much like sort of plausible deniability
for sure.
But like, I think that the obvious slop where it's just like a guy who's like, so when we talk about the things that we are talking about, and I'm definitely totally a real human being, and here I am, you know what I mean? Like, you can just tell it's like a fully fake AI generated guy reading an AI generated script, and all of those fucking. So I think there might be cracking down on a lot of that.
Yes, similar to the view thing, they also made changes to like you know how in order to get monetized on YouTube, you had to have a certain amount of watch time and a certain amount of subscribers. And then when shorts blew up, they made an alternative path where if you're a channel that's only making shorts, you don't need the watch time hours. You needed like some amount of views per month on your shorts. They just doubled it. It was like from like 5 million to 10 million or 1 million to 2 million. I don't remember what it was, but however many views you needed, they just like doubled the requirement to get monetized. And people were theorizing that that's because it's so easy to spin up an AI channel, cross that threshold, start monetizing. And even if you get your channel bopped, you've just like made some money and then you can go do it again. So that might be kind of in tandem with what you're talking about, where like their new terms of service is trying to crack down on that. And then they're also elevating what it takes to. So there's a further delta between like that type of AI content and monetizing it. Yeah, I don't know.
So that being said, I'll talk about the thing that Rilo tweeted after, because what I ended up doing, there was a channel that I was curious about. Okay, I was curious about, and so what I did is I got a few pretty lengthy excerpts from transcripts and asked, and before people groan, just wait till the end.
I asked ChatGPT if this video was about AI.
Yeah, I asked ChatGPT to basically to like do an analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And let me walk through some of the things it said, okay? Some of the like things it was saying that were like sort of red flag-ish.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to read some passages from the script. Repetitive grammatical templates used to organize explanations. These passages repeatedly uses essentially the same construction. General relativity predicted black holes, regions of space-time where enough mass has been condensed down so much into a small area that the force created by gravity is so strong that nothing, including light, is capable of escaping. General relativity made predictions regarding gravitational waves, like blah, blah, blah. It listed a whole bunch of things that it said used the same construction.
Okay.
And then it had a few more that were basically saying some of these passages resemble an LLM responding to what is effectively like give several examples of predictions made by general relativity and explain each one.
Mm-hmm.
It finds a useful sentence template and repeatedly fills in a new item. And one of the other ones said, now let's walk through every possible scenario and apply each strategy, seeing what the outcomes look like. And now suppose we start with a new strategy. Fuck. Some of these things out of context aren't exactly obvious. But so basically, why it initially looked AI-like. LLMs frequently produce repeated X does A, X does B, X does C structures.
Yeah.
Extremely explicit signposting and transitional scaffolding. The frequency with which scripts tell the viewer exactly where the argument is going, by saying things like now or first or finally or of course or let's take a look. So where does all of this leave us? LLMs use this kind of scaffolding heavily because it provides easy global coherence. And then has a bunch of examples. Breaking a subject into a suspiciously neat taxonomy. Another thing LLMs do is basically exposition, where they effectively say, like, there are X major components. The first is A, the second is B, the third is C. And then it gives a bunch of examples of those. A sudden shift from casual YouTube narration into textbook-like exposition. So moving from like conversational, sarcastic stuff into like more hardcore, rigorous, structured stuff. The quote unquote related concepts are actually distinct explanatory formula. It sounds stereotypically LLM like. One of the examples was, both laws and theories are fundamental to the functioning of science. Neither one is better or more proven than the other. They serve two integral and distinct purposes, and understanding the distinctions between each is vital to properly understanding blah, blah, blah. The X and Y are related, but they serve different functions, and understanding the distinction is important.
Yeah.
That whole constructing of like contrasting hypotheticals. And then what goes along with that is the whole, like, this isn't a binary, it exists on a spectrum.
Yeah.
It said this is almost comically unfortunate for AI detection. And because the construction has become strongly associated with LLM prose. So one of the examples from a script was, agency isn't an all or nothing concept. It exists along a spectrum, with people granting varying degrees of power or influence over the outcomes. If someone showed me that sentence with, I would absolutely identify that as compatible with LLM prose. Abstract, connective, and explanatory vocabulary. So high density of phrases like broader in scope, providing an explanation, interconnected nature, fundamental to the functioning, integral and distinct purposes, understanding the distinctions. And
so
there's
it
only
was
a couple more.
It thinks that it was AI, and listing kind of like the ways to tell, or like the potential ways to tell.
Yes. And all of the scripts I gave it were my videos. This was all my shit.
That dude, okay. That's what I was gonna ask. I'd like continue, but I have a little footnote for later. Yeah, of a question I was gonna ask while you were explaining.
I was trying not to read too many of the examples because I was like, oh fuck, he's gonna like, half of the examples were about like Tarkov ballistics stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So which I couldn't read because then you would have known. But what I did was I fed it a script, and so let me just say, I did all that when Rilo tweeted about the YouTube thing 3 days ago. I did that 3 days ago. It was literally like right after that.
Okay.
When I was watching that video.
Yeah.
I ended up doing this because I like asked ChatGPT about the script of this video, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I gave it the script of one of my videos. I forget. And it. Now, when I gave it the killer whale one, it was like, this is heavily suggestive, but obviously like we can't know, you know. And when I gave it one of mine, and it was like not really sure. It seems like much more likely that this is human written.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, what it says is human written, but possibly augmented with AI. And then one of the so then what Rilo said, was he was replying to he basically quote tweeted when someone said that sad feeling of watching a video essay only to hear that one line then suddenly betrays the script was written by AI. Even if the creator only used it partially or as a supplement, it still turns me off completely. And what Rilo said was, I've been accused of sounding Chat GPT like in my scripts several times, despite never using AI once in my script writing process. Seriously, just no way to actually know. Yeah. So it's crazy that while I was like pulling this up to find another Rilo thing, he sees that. Because now no one has accused me that I know of using AI. But it's like I just know that this is like the next thing that's coming, where it's like anything and everything is going to be like
100%.
Is this AI, bro? Is this AI, bro? Is this AI, bro?
That is it's so funny. I didn't even know you were reading examples of your scripts. Like I didn't know you were setting me up for the false positive thing where he was talking about the thing and it was your scripts. And I hadn't seen that Rilo tweet either. And while you were talking, I was like, yeah, but some people use those words. I was like, some people use those words. And I get it that so you may not have been accused of that you know of. I have multiple times.
Really?
Yes, dude. I have had people say my thumbnails are AI. And I almost tweeted the other day, but I didn't because I didn't want to engage. I know tweeting about anything AI would literally drain my mental health. Like it would be so bad for my mental health. But I was like, the irony of the fact that I have been paying artists for thumbnails since before I could afford to do so. You know what I mean? I have been paying 3D and Blender artists before ChatGPT was a thing. 5 years ago, I was paying artists. I've been working with Frankie and Ghost Pixel for so long. These guys have spent so much of their time learning Blender, downloading SPT and going in there for the Tarkov stuff, learning Photoshop skills that the AI is trying to match. Sometimes I think we forget the AI is at least attempting to look like a thing humans have made. Now, there's this uncanny valley thing where it often doesn't, and then that is what gives it away. But I feel like some people think that I'm a stationary object. I'm just doing my thing. And then this doom, this storm of AI is getting ever closer to me. And sometimes I feel like people think it's the opposite. Where oh, well, AI is just a thing. And then your thumbnails have been looking more and more AI-like. And I'm like, that is the opposite of what's happening. My thumbnails look like my thumbnails. AI is just slowly looking more and more like normal thumbnails. And it is brutal for somebody, even if it was a throwaway comment, to be like, shit, AI thumbnail. Oh my God, bro.
The one thing I will say is that your thumbnails and a few other creators, they do things that don't make it breaks the laws of physics of but
that's not new.
No. But forget about that. It doesn't matter that it's new.
Yeah.
They see it. They're
for sure.
They're looking over your thumbnails over time or whatever and see. No, what it is they're seeing, just like your intros, they're doing things that are impossible. Because no one knows that single player Tarkov exists with a camera mod.
Yeah, sure.
Bro,
sure.
I thought not that any of your stuff was AI, but I was like, the only thing I could think of before I ended up just asking.
Yeah.
Because there were people that were doing it, I think, a little bit before you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, there must be hacker doing some hacker shit in the game.
Yeah.
Because no one is gonna think that anyone's gonna do Blender, and no one. So
certainly
it's because it looks so good, and and like it's not real.
It's a convenient
At least when you
answer.
have a cutout, in-game character, in a thumbnail, the people understand it, right? But when you have
Yes. So two things. One, I agree with what you're saying. It's a convenient answer to questions that I may have had before, but I don't remember that I had those questions before. Like single player Tarkov and Blender. People like, once again, I don't know when did ChatGPT blow up? This is a couple years ago now, but like
2021 or 2.
Okay, yeah. So, but like even when that was first, way before image generators were good enough to put out thumbnails like this, like I was looking up the other day because I wanted to go see, I wanted to find an artist I used a long time ago, and it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was like really nice Blender Tarkov thumbnails, way before AI image generation could be that good. And so it's like, basically what I'm agreeing with you though is that back then people may have asked the question, how the fuck did he do that? Maybe he's on some hacker man shit. And now AI is this convenient answer when there is something.
Because you could make your thumbnail in 4 seconds.
Exactly.
In Midjourney.
So when there is a thing, so it's a convenient answer. But my other rejection of that is it's not even just that. It's not just when people see a thing that's impossible. I have been on multiple occasions asked if the faces I make, my own faces, the like faces in my thumbnails, if I made those with AI.
Well, because that's the thing that a lot of people do.
Yes.
You can clearly tell.
Sure. But like, I'm not saying people don't, but like the argument can't be someone made this with AI. So everyone making it, the assumption should be, it's like someone has driven drunk. Every time you see a guy in a car, the assumption shouldn't be they're probably driving drunk. That's how it feels like. It's like, I'm not saying people don't use AI to make their faces.
No, well, what
I'm not saying people don't use AI to make thumbnails. I'm saying I've done nothing different over the past 5 years.
And it has nothing to do with
suddenly,
you.
No, I know.
Which is the thing. It's not a personal thing. It has nothing to do with you or your history. It's that everyone is just anti-AI brained everywhere all the time because AI bullshit garbage is everywhere all the time.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
So people are just jaded and they see it everywhere where it isn't.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I don't think, but if you had 10 people come in and be like, just watched your Billy Mitchell video, I hate that you had to use AI to write that script. Some part of you would be like, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Even though everything you just said is true. That, like, it's just
it would be annoying.
Yeah.
And yet I would understand that people are dumb. See, that's the thing, is that like,
I mean, I understand too.
I've
just
lost
expressing
faith.
The frustration part of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get you. Yeah, I mean, mostly I was just saying that like your thumbnails are it's like a different kind of like quality that doesn't exist really anywhere outside of AI-esque stuff, because like
it's a type of quality that was only attainable by people with a very specific set of skills until AI came.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's not the point.
Okay.
You have to put yourself in the head of a person who doesn't know anything about any of this.
Yeah.
And so the point is, so the logic and the reasoning has nothing to do with the skills. They look at your thumbnails and it's impossible without AI. Because otherwise someone has to draw that.
I just believe that
who's gonna go in and hand draw.
Yeah, exactly. I think like I expect more of a human.
Nope, that's your problem.
No,
you expect more.
Yeah, 100%. It's not my problem. It is like like just genuinely fuck you. I don't care. Like it's not like it is why people will continue to frustrate me, but I refuse to let like those people were on YouTube before 2021. They weren't born in 2021.
Yeah, but no one was. But here's the thing: in 2021, it was JesseKazam, 2 other creators, and nobody else in the world making things that looked like this. And now it's everyone making things that look like this, and they have an explanation for everything.
100%.
So the only thing, so you didn't change, the world did.
That is 100%.
People,
that's exactly what I was saying earlier. I agree with you 100%.
And people don't have the ability to discern.
Yes. Which,
unfortunately,
which we should try to be better at. Like, because once again, like I said, what I'm not saying is that people don't use AI to make thumbnails that look like mine. I'm very aware that they do. And now the numbers game has flipped, where more people that make thumbnails like that, or make faces like that, or write scripts like you do, like the numbers game has flipped. More people that do it use AI. So I get it. All I was saying was that from my perspective of a guy that's just been doing a thing, and right now pays probably 10x a Midjourney subscription for real people in South Africa to make my thumbnails, when I could save all that money and have AI do it. It's just an interesting human experience.
You're paying sweatshop workers in Africa to make your thumbnails?
It's just an interesting experience to then be told, right? So it's like, I'm getting the worst of both worlds. I'm paying way extra for humans to do the work, and then being told my AI generated thumbnails are shit.
Yeah. No.
It's just like, oh, okay, when we live in the upside down.
And my point wasn't even to say anything about, like, I wasn't disagreeing with you. Everything you said is wrong, and not to, like, invalidate your, like, feeling. It's bullshit. It sucks. It was just from the outside, as someone who knows more than the average random consumer about how your thumbnails and how your intros flying over woods, bro. If you didn't think I didn't spend a million hours trying to think about how I could make that kind of content.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to download single player Tarkov because I was afraid of getting banned for cheats.
Back then it was, you really could,
And so to then see that kind of stuff, and by the way, I had to, like, go and ask around to be like, how the fuck how are you people doing this?
Yeah.
Making this incredible content that, like, I would think you would need to, like, hack the engine to do, which is effectively what was being done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with, like, hooked into the community and with technical knowledge that the average person it's just so easy to go, oh, it's AI.
But I think so, and I think it's like 100%. So to bring this full circle back to the Rilo tweet that you kind of brought this up for, it does, like, cheating in video games is such a good analogy to this, because no matter what situation happened on screen, there was always somebody that went, yeah, but what if? What if he just hit a lucky shot? What if he just threw a lucky nade? And no matter how frustrated I was, most of the time I couldn't even disagree. I may be like, hey, enough red flags, I'm going to report this guy. But it feels like that is the element we're missing, where I can do what you want me to do, which is align with the fact that most people thought most of these things were impossible. Now most people realize most people are doing it with AI. So they're seeing my thumbnails and they're assuming it's AI. But I feel like what we're missing is the part of us that goes, but let's remember that AI is at least attempting to look like a thing humans do. And so what if this isn't? Just like your scripts are not, and just like my thumbnails are not, and just like Rilo's scripts are not. And yet the three of us find ourselves in these situations. Now I can recognize I'm in the minority of people that don't use it and that may get accused of using it. And you know what I mean? Yeah. And I can understand people, you know, who don't want it to be used in creative ways and are seeing it used a lot in creative ways. They can maybe take that frustration. I'm a guy that's taken frustration out on the wrong person before as well. So I can't sit here on my high and mighty horse and say, I've never been mad about a thing and took it out on the wrong person. But I'm just saying that, like, yeah, just like not, you know, where is that part of us that goes, yes, statements like any of that shit you read where they're like, firstly this and this, or like, what was the Hank Green thing? Thanks for the pushback. It's like, yes, we can say AI uses those things a lot, but remember, those are words in the English language. Some people use them. Like,
yeah, and so I guess to go full circle, what I was doing when I was asking ChatGPT to analyze my thing was preemptively getting into the defensive of the position you're in. I'm like trying to figure out what are the arguments against when people are gonna accuse me.
100%. I see what you're saying.
And it's just so funny because it's like all of the things, dude, it really is crazy how many of the things I was either like explicitly taught in school, like one of the few things I learned in English class, in fucking business school, and in my like world into science and skepticism, those things are what, like, the only thing I never learned was M dashes. Otherwise I would have been the stereotypical
M dashing.
You know, like reading it say overuse of heavy epistemic qualification and hedging. Like, as far as I can tell, or one could argue, or in my opinion, or to some measurable degree, it's like all the stuff that makes everything I say unfalsifiable.
Yeah.
Because I'm never making a claim about this. I'm almost never, very rarely ever am I.
No, exactly. That is the kind of language that has been deemed AI. The type of dude, explaining an idea, then explaining it again another way. That was like a way in the sales world, or even in the like essay world, of like getting your fucking point across. Yeah.
Giving a presentation in the corporate world, every fucking PowerPoint is, okay, here's a table of contents. I'm gonna tell you A, B, and C. And then I go through A, I go through B, and I go through C, and then I say, all right, so in closing, what we learned was A, B, and C, which is like the opposite of a good video essay. And in some ways, and what's really interesting is half of this conversation I had before I told ChatGPT, because I gave it 3 scripts, and I had it analyze all 3. I gave it a script from 2024. I gave it a script from 2022. And then I gave it a script from 2019. And because one of the things it asked was, well, one of the ways you could try to figure this out is to try to diagnose if there was like a change in language over time. When did that video come out? And I was like, okay, well, this was 2024. And then when I fed it the 2022, it was like, oh, well, you know, if this was used, it would have been like 2 months after ChatGPT came out. Like March 2022 or 2021 or whatever it was. And then it was like, oh, if this was 2019, that was before AI at this level was around at all. So it's like extremely unlikely. And then that's when I was like, well, it's 100% unlikely because they're my scripts and I fucking wrote them. And then so that's when it went into the like, oh, well, so, you know, maybe, you know, but it was just, but what's fascinating is just like exactly what you were saying, right? How it's attempting to it learned from all of the shit that humans wrote and that humans designed and humans created in generating all of this stuff. And so, and I'd be interested in like actually figuring out, it could be that like, I'm making this up completely, but if like 90% of all like written content on the internet was like either scientific research or like published in some academic sense, then that might explain why ChatGPT jerks off to M dashes and why I never even heard of M dashes. Until like, I don't know how, you know, I was in college for fucking 6 years. I never heard of an M dash. You know, I was reading like and then and it's so funny that there are people that are like, bro, I use M dashes all the time. I'm like, yeah, rather than just hit dash, you're like Alt 179. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm so skeptical of all the people that say that. And there's a cynical part of me that's like, you're saying that because half the shit you respond to people on Twitter, you copy pasted from Grok or whatever, and you don't want to get called out for it.
And once again, I get, 100%, I get a lot of the skepticism around it. You know what I mean? It's so funny to see all these like email responses where like they copy the prompt and the answer. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, fuck, you son of a bitch.
Where the URL has UTM_source equals chatgpt.com.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Brother.
And you're like, oh, damn. And so it's like, yeah, it's, I don't know. It's just an interesting perspective, to say the least, to be the false ban, in the cheating terms, where you didn't do it and everyone thinks you did it, and you're like, not everyone. Okay, that was an exaggeration. A couple people.
First there was Me Too, then there was the Tarkov false bans, then the Epstein files, and now
the
this
AI.
Who's next?
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
It's depressing.
Yep. You know what's not depressing, though? You know what's actually quite amazing? The sponsor of this episode, and that is the one, the only wallet you will ever need in your life, the Ridge wallet.
Oh, weird coincidence, dude. I don't even...
Yeah, we did. Dude, we mentioned that we were talking about Ridge before. Ridge wallets are excellent. The perfect minimalist, maximalist wallet holds up to 12 cards, extremely minimal frame. No more, sitting at a 45-degree angle with all this stuff. You can fit everything in there. It's got the strap on the side for cash. You can actually make that like an AirTag thing. You can pop a little AirTag in there. You can make it a money clip. You can make it all sorts of stuff made from unbelievably premium materials like carbon fiber. That's like the Damascus steel or whatever. There's so many different prints. There's so many different options to choose from. They're incredibly durable. And it's like, what is it? 99-day risk-free trial and lifetime warranty. It's just like Ridge has everything. They're incredible.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like what's effectively a chunk of steel, and some high quality screws. I mean, I don't know. There's just nothing that's gonna happen to this bad boy, bro. I was at Harbor Freight last weekend, and the woman behind the counter was geeking out.
Yeah,
and she was like, "I need to get this for my husband. Oh my god, tell me all about it." When I pulled it out, it was like, I'm telling you, for whatever reason, this is like a conversation starter. Wherever I go, don't get the burnt Damascus if you are an introvert and don't want people to talk to you about how fucking cool your wallet is. Okay, warning, because it's that cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and bro, I was literally earlier looking for my travel battery.
Oh,
wife. It's in her purse. She steals it because it's so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unreal.
They're incredible. And Ridge, dude, I remember this from last year, but Ridge is currently doing their legendary, this is the 6th year in a row, bigger than ever sweepstakes that runs from July 24th through September 8th. Then the winners, dude, I remember this legend. The 2 lucky winners will be chosen to choose between a Lamborghini Huracan Storado, a Ford Hennessy Velociraptor, a souped-up Ford Bronco, or $100,000 in cash. You can pick. The 2 winners will get to pick any one of those things.
Does the $100,000 in cash fit in the Ridge wallet? Because that would be...
It probably does. There's only 1,500 Lamborghini Huracan Dorados that exist, and Ridge is giving away 2 of them. And you can enter completely for free at ridge.com. By the way, you don't even have to purchase. You can enter completely free on ridge.com. But yeah, Ridge makes everything. Their wallets are insanely good. Their travel battery is insanely good. They have luggage. They've got all sorts of lifestyle stuff. It's awesome. So if you are ready to upgrade your wallet and maybe your ride, for a limited time, you can head to ridge.com and use code POGCAST at checkout for 10% off your order and a chance to win Ridge's biggest sweepstakes ever. a Lamborghini Huracan, Storado, Hennessy, Velociraptor, Ford Bronco, or $100,000 in cash. No purchase necessary to enter, but every dollar you spend gets you more entries. That's ridge.com, and use code POGCAST. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show by letting them know we sent you. Thank you to Ridge for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, what ChatGPT ended up saying was, you should hold on to these arguments, because what's most compelling, what would be like really, really telling is if somebody went from writing like a toddler to like suddenly it looked a lot more AI-like.
Yeah, for sure.
To what they basically said was, are they trying to like, is it giving me a dude? ChatGPT tries too hard. These characteristics cannot establish AI authorship in my case because they are documented characteristics of my own writing from years before modern generative AI writing tools existed. It's like, thanks. I didn't need you to make an argument for me. I didn't like, oh my God, and it just occurred to me the irony of that.
Yep.
Where it's like, I can't even come up with my own argument.
Your argument that your shit's not written by AI was written by AI. Wow.
LOL, dude.
Wow.
No, I was just like, and I didn't even ask for it. I just said,
yeah,
bitch, this was me.
Yeah.
I was like a gotcha on a chatbot, you know? And it's like, well, I mean, honestly, it's really actually kind of good, though. If you think about it.
Dude. And once again, not that you need any convincing, but like, you know, the thing was, you know, what you had just said, where it was like, look for like a dramatic increase in quality at a specific time to see. These two thumbnails I'm sending to you just now were I had commissioned by artists, paid like $500 a piece for, and were posted on to my YouTube channel as thumbnails for videos 1 full calendar year before the very first ChatGPT was released to the public.
I'm trying to get the HDMI cable.
You don't even have to show them if you don't want. It was just my own personal frick. You all, not you all, but
like, and it was me looking at these going, how are they making these?
I mean, I was paying $500 for people.
As someone who was like, okay, I want to learn Blender so I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, what would you have? You would have to hand make every asset, because you can't, like, it's not easy to rip the assets out of the game, and you can't go to like unrealengine.com/assets and get Tarkov stuff. So I'm like, they must have handmade them.
Yeah. So I paid pretty hefty price for these. This was way back in the day when very few people were doing it, but I do know people who got into doing this stuff, and it was actually way easier than you think to just download all of the assets from the game, all of them. And then, now it's still a pain in the ass to, you have the assets, but then you have to rig them up in Blender. And then like, it still takes an immense amount of skill. Like I could never in a million years do this.
Yeah. And so, and part of my whole thing was that I needed to avoid.
Yes. Hundreds of hours of additional work.
No. I needed to avoid having software on my computer that would get me banned from Tarkov.
Yes, which was why I was paying other people to do it.
Yeah, because like just like in the way that like all of the ballistics stuff.
Yeah.
It was gotten by other people and effectively given to me in pseudocode, and then I wrote it from scratch to match the pseudocode.
Yeah.
I am capable of decompiling the game
for sure
and doing that stuff. I just wasn't gonna risk the possibility of, you know, of possibly getting banned or having sus software.
No, 100%.
Or
100%.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is like next level shit. It's just like.
Yep.
I wonder. I want to know what the answer is. If you like walked up to Randy, 29-year-old Tarkov player. No, 38-year-old Tarkov player, and you said, "How is this thumbnail made?"
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are the possible explanations? You can't do any. It's like none of these are animations. 100%. In the game.
And I benefited in the beginning from living in a time where people just went, "Yeah, dude, I don't know. That's sick." Right? Then now that answer is filled in, it isn't I don't know. It's I don't know, so it must have been AI.
Well, and the sad thing is that I bet you all the people like that are saying these types of things are not the people that would have looked at your thumbnail and said, "Wow, this is incredible. I don't know how he made it." They would have clicked and not thought about it.
Yes.
These are new people being introduced into the conversation that never considered it at all.
Yes.
They just get dropped in with a million things, and yours is just one in a sea of...
Yes, I wouldn't... 100%. 100%, right? I don't... That's an important distinction, that when someone clicks on one of my videos, I can't expect of them that they have seen all of my titles and all of my thumbnails and heard all of my scripts before to know that I was doing this shit long before AI could do it, right? Like, I can't expect that from someone. You know, that's the whole point of YouTube, is always trying to get new people in. But we live in an era where new people would see that stuff and go, damn, Jesse uses AI. You know what I mean? And it's like, and there's nothing I can do about that, right? Because for every person that comments, shit AI thumbnail, there's probably 10 people that don't comment, think it's AI, and then leave as a result because they're like, I don't like that this guy uses AI. And there's just quite literally nothing I can do to stop that.
I'm like, and see, it's so funny that, because I was just thinking this the other day. So one of the guys I was watching, I think I talked about before, this guy, Sergeant Steve.
Mm-hmm.
He was recommended to me by Sergeant Curtis. Like, my gut is that, like, that's AI. Like, that's an AI him.
Could be. But
part of it is like the color grading, like, I mean,
like
maybe
Mr.
not.
Beast.lut is like that.
It's just like, because what does he have, like a film studio? Like, because most of the people that have the faces like this, they're taking it with their like Logitech webcam and they're just cutting it out. Whereas, like,
yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Is like you've
Stewie,
you've always had, like, not to get down another rabbit hole of people in the comments, but like, for example, Dr. Disrespect's art guys for ever now were like insane. Like, they could take a still image of his face from his stream compressed through Twitter and turn it into, you know what I mean? Their Photoshop skills were just insane that they could put him on any movie poster or whatever. And it was like always looked so insanely good. So it's like, it's possible, but what is the likelihood?
The thing is that he is enough of a caricature too, that like, real pictures of him look fake.
Yeah, no, I see your point. I see your point.
If you know what I'm trying to say, like he is a cartoon character basically, But see, like now I'm looking at, dude, I don't know what's real anymore, and that's just the thing. It's just too. It's
too. This guy's basketball. We've got hot dogs for fingers. And Jesse's still playing Tarkov in 2026. Nothing makes sense.
Bro, I have been jonesing. I'm so ready. I'm so ready
for you to do it.
I'm so ready for this subathon.
Yeah,
it's gonna be one raid. I'm gonna spawn in. die to some bullshit. I'm gonna like not be able to jump over like a curb, and it's gonna be like the bum bum bum. Just the credits, and it's like, well, that was short lived. Sorry, guys.
Bro.
Subathon's over. Peace. I'm back to just being a YouTuber.
I do. That's the moment I think is gonna happen. It's like you're gonna rip the subathon. You always get the initial boost. You're gonna see like 300 hours on the subathon counter, and you're gonna die 3 times in a row in Tarkov and be like, I don't want to do this.
Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna refund everyone.
I'm so. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for it.
Meg is like, she's like, can I make the wheel and spin the wheel? She's like, can I do it? Can I be the one? She's like, so then we were trying to figure out. I couldn't get past Ghost Pepper and or shave the beard to like down to just mustache.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past I couldn't think of anything else
beyond that
wasn't like wear a diaper in a kiddie pool and slosh around, and like write people's names on me with Sharpie. Like, I don't know. I just don't. I don't watch Twitch anymore, really. So I'm just subbed to like 1 million people.
Yeah.
But I don't watch Twitch. So like I
don't,
and I've definitely not ever been around to like watch a subathon and to see like how it works and evolves. I see like an 8-second clip of subathons every now and then where it's like, well, okay, I'm hitting the X button.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people are.
Vel would be the guy to ask. He'll give you 100 suggestions. You take 10 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll all be the most depraved.
Yeah.
Depraved.
Yeah. But I don't know either. I mean, that's where I've struggled before as well with subathons. But I am excited for you to dive in, bro. I'm so intrigued. Like, I'm so excited for that.
To die.
No, I'm so excited for that podcast. Like, right after where you like play a couple of days of Tarkov, because it's so different, bro. It's so different. It's so different now. Dude. Okay, so I saw this tweet. Okay, did you see Nikita tweet?
Oh God, yeah.
Did you see that?
I think I know what you're about to say, and I started to write like a serious response, realized that it was like kind of a joke. Well, and then I reread it.
Yeah.
Say what the tweet is, because hopefully.
Okay, you're crazy and non-trivial ideas only. How can we get rid of campers and rats?
And I read that as not crazy or trivial. Wait. I read it as not crazy and trivial.
You read it as the opposite.
Ideas.
Yeah.
And so what he was basically saying was, an impossible thing, which is to fix a problem. And so what I was going to be like is you're asking, actually, Nikita, what you're asking is not literally possible. And I would argue that you shouldn't do it because you shouldn't try to control play styles and you're never going to. And I'm like, and then I read it again. Well, first of all, I started to hit backspace when I realized it was Twitter. I'm like, it's been months since I got baited into anything like this. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to let this be the one. And then I reread it and I realized like by him saying crazy and non-trivial.
Yeah.
He's basically saying ways to fix campers, wrong answers only.
Yeah. That's kind of how you interpreted it. Yeah.
Well, is that not how you interpreted it?
No. Okay. Crazy and non-trivial ideas only. Like I think he was like, don't give me the trivial ideas. Give me the comprehensive ones. Like, how do we now? I think that's what he was saying. And I think he was rage baiting the Tarkov audience. I don't think he wants to get rid of rats.
I guess so. Trivial. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it depends on how you interpret trivial.
Yeah.
Because, like, you could interpret trivial as in, like, is it trivial to do? As opposed to it's a trivial answer. Like a trivial idea.
Yeah.
A trivial idea is, like, not it's not a serious idea. Whereas a trivial implementation is like one that would take them 2 years to do. So what I thought he was saying is crazy and impossible ideas.
Yeah.
That's the way I read it.
Gotcha.
And yeah, but I mean, ultimately, like my answer was after that was going to be some sarcastic bull. And even that, I'm like, I was just thinking about how I'm like, the answers are all just going to be like, fuck you, bro. Like, your political tweets don't get any traction, so you have to try to rage bait and
but that's what I'm saying. Like it was
like I'm not
it felt like just like the infinite money glitch on Twitter, because it just gets people to, you know, respond with their ideas, and then each one of those responses is like basically what you're doing is like you're baiting people to tweet about a controversial topic. If any one of those people tweeted, so like Pestily said, his response was, bring back the ability to instantly throw grenades that are not impact grenades so we can clear dodgy spots easy again. The change to having to pull the pin out made it impossible to use nades to clear quickly. If he had just tweeted that, that would have been a controversial tweet, because everyone would be like, fuck no, why? Then I wouldn't be able to send this out. Blah, blah, blah. So Nikita's like baiting people to tweet controversial things in response because they think Nikita's like listening to their ideas. And I was like,
the burnt peanut had the answer.
Yes.
So the question was, how can we get rid of campers and rats? And he said, poker table in the hideout. Which is such a, it's like not a way to change, because ostensibly, right, the question is, how can we change the way that people are playing or force them to play in a certain way in raid?
Yeah.
And it's just the genius of the answer being, just keep them all out of the raid.
Yeah.
Oh, mwah, oh.
Perfecto. Yeah. And maybe it's me. Like, I interpreted the Nikita tweet in like bad faith. Like, I was like, if of all the things that need to be addressed in this game, if he thinks this is the biggest one, like how to get rid of campers, you can't get rid of campers. Like, it's a game where gear fear is a thing. People are always going to rat and camp. Nobody, even the people that hate rats, don't really hate rats. They just hate that maybe sometimes there's only like one way to go out of an extract, which makes it really ratable. Like, I didn't even disagree. It's just like,
no,
I just interpreted that in the worst way. I was like, he doesn't care. He's just rage baiting his audience. And it worked.
He opened up Tarkov. He's like, I'm going to play Array today. And he got killed by someone in a
D2
bush.
camping,
and was like, fucking bitch, fucking sukabriat camper, fuck. And he goes on Twitter. He's like, okay, how are we going to fix this? Because this is big problem. Okay, I experienced everyone say big problem now.
Now, the reason I bring that tweet up is because you probably saw this too, because we were both tagged in it. But Baxbeast, who I think he has a stream right now, if I'm not mistaken. If not, he's, like, I've seen a bunch of his clips. Like, he's a Tarkov player.
I don't notice when people point out how I was right all along. Okay, I don't know. I never noticed those things.
Yeah. So I saw, it was just so vindicating. Like, so Baxbeast tweeted, talking about Nikita's post on how to deal with rats in Tarkov, some time ago, I proposed this. When you get shot, you get an adrenaline boost. Just like in real life, it acts as a painkiller. It fills 50% of your stamina bar for a couple of seconds, and you can actually get the fuck out. This cuts down on camping a bit and rewards players who keep moving. This makes the game more fun overall. It helps a lot newer players because they're constantly out of stamina and often die to scavs spamming them while they're stuck or slowed down. I think it's a solid change for new players and veterans. And then somebody just said, at Veritas and at JesseKazam
Turbo John
said this 6 years ago. Now, I'm not saying Baxbeast got that from us. I'm pretty sure I heard that idea from someone else. This isn't anyone's idea because it's such a simple and amazing idea that it's no surprise that many people arrived at this idea from base principles.
I invented the ball. Okay, the stone copied me.
Exactly.
Okay?
So it's like, I genuinely meant that as it was just so funny because it's so vindicating. It's like, it's just, to hear that be brought up. I haven't thought about the adrenaline system in so long. And just to hear him explain it and almost verbatim. And once again, not verbatim because he copied me, verbatim because it's such an intuitively good idea.
Because it's elegant in that it solves fucking 9 different things at once.
Yep.
right? It solves the pre-med
Yes.
meta, which completely dominated the gameplay, the meta, the Twitch streaming meta, which changed the way that other people played, which then changed the way that people looted, which then changed the value of things on the flea market, which then changed the economy, which it's like, and all of it's because of a bad fucking
Still to this day,
implementation.
Still to this day, every raid, every streamer, every player that's gotten more than a couple hundred hours, every, no one takes painkillers in a fight. The minute a raid starts, pop the ibuprofen. 3 minutes later, pop the ibuprofen. 3 minutes later, pop the ibuprofen. Get one tapped and die. None of it fucking mattered anyway. But
I never did that. And I never will.
Yes, but
because Propital exists.
Yeah,
and it's pain.
Yes, but
unless they changed it.
No. Propital exists, but one Propital is 40k, and an ibuprofen is 80k and has 8 uses. So when you can, I can take the ibuprofen every 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to hear him swallow a pill.
That's fine. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is like, you might not, but I'm saying 90% of the player base does this. And,
it's the right thing to do.
100%. And it's like, it's so the Stockholm Syndrome thing. Like, you can't talk about wanting to get rid of pre-medding because it's just so baked into the DNA of Tarkov to be pre-medding that people don't realize it's a stupid mechanic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if you just didn't have to do that and you like...
What if you didn't have to go every fucking 4 seconds and does it still fuck up your screen? Like,
it depends on which one you take, but no, it's much, they basically got rid of that. Remember way back in the day, it would super sharpen your screen, and then they changed it to like turning it black and white, and everybody's like, give us the sharpening back. Now it basically just does nothing. Maybe like a vignette, a very slight vignette, the edges turn gray, but it's not bad anymore. But it's like, and what's also funnier is like the adrenaline effect, like he said, makes the game more skill-based. Because right now, like, if you're adrenalined up and you get shot a bunch, as long as your thorax and head are not hit, you can like chow it. You can just like run at the guy with broken limbs everywhere while he's reloading. Whereas in a situation where you like pre-medding is out of the game, taking a pain medication when you don't have the pain side effect does nothing. But the adrenaline effect happens. That adrenaline effect, let's say you only get that adrenaline for 3 seconds. Then the decision to push the guy becomes much more of a skill-based one. Because if you mistime it and you push him, now you're limpy when you turn the corner and you die. Or I'm limpy. Or do you jump into cover, hit the Propital, then push the guy? So it's like, now there's this more kind of cat and mouse thing. It would make like, I don't even want to get into it. But it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. They don't fucking care. But I just saw that, and I saw Turbo John's tagging us being like, bro, they talked about it 6 years ago. And I was like, as long as I'll pass the torch to whoever to keep talking about the adrenaline effect, bro.
No, I just want someone to remember all the great ideas, because I don't remember all the great ideas that we've had over the years, okay? Yeah. I don't remember. I just remember whatever we were saying back in 2020, we were right. Okay.
Yeah, whatever we were saying.
Hashtag we were right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the tweet he did was funny. A lot of the suggestions were really funny. It's like you can't get rid of ratting or camping. It's like, and nor should you. It's just like,
dude, it's such a nebulous concept.
Exactly. How do you even define ratting, camping? You hear a guy running at you, and you're in a perfect position. Do you just start doing backflips because you're some Giga Chad? No, you fucking wait for that guy to run into you and you shoot him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you might have just manually stabbed to death 50 players inside of dorms, hand-to-hand combat style, like the most merciless fucking
Giga Chad.
Like the Revenant killing the bear, right? Like, and you're like fixing every bleeding artery in your entire body as someone kicks the door in. And then you just peek out the door, and they're gonna say he was fucking waiting there for me to. And it's like it's not a thing.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. Which is why coming at it from that angle is disingenuous. How do we get rid of ratting? It's how can we make the game more intuitive and give the player more agency, such that ratting is not one of the only effective styles of play. You know what I mean? Like that, it's Like, I used to say this way back in the day. It was like extracts. Like the more extracts you have, the less likely it is for any one. So like still, I got really good in D2. So like every wipe, you have to play reserve to get some quests done. One of those quests is to take the D2, it's called the bunker. You have to take the D2 extract under reserve. And every wipe I got once, and we had so many quest items on us. We had we had played the raid out. There was only like 5 minutes left in the raid. We were turbo juiced. We were being so careful. We were clearing our corners. We were like, D2 is rat heaven. And sure enough, bro, I open a door. I clear left first instead of right. And to the right was a dude prone with a keter and takes out my legs. And I was pissed, bro. I was so pissed. But the guy with the keter knows everyone's got to take D2 early wipe because you got to get that quest done. And so it's like, I find that to be the bad design, not the fact that the guy can lay there. Right? You know what I mean? And so it's like, you can't stop the guy from laying there. But like, I always thought, so like there's, these aren't exact numbers, but like, for example, on customs, there's 15 scav extracts. And every time you spawn in as a scav, you get 5 of them randomly. And if there were,
you mean extracts that a scav can
yes,
take,
if you're a scav,
not the ones that like the scavs have jointly.
No, correct. If you're a scav,
like, wow, they fucking changed the game.
If you're a scav and you scav in, there's like 15 different scav extracts on customs. But when you scav in, you get assigned randomly 3 or 4. If there were more extracts on each map, but you didn't get all of them, each group that spawned was like randomly assigned 3, then there's less of like, everybody knows that it's largely like if you spawn on one side of the map, your extracts are on the other, and you have to traverse the entire thing. You don't want people being able to spawn right next to their extract, even though that already happens. But if it's that, not? it's less of a, well, I would rather have that than what we have now. But like,
but I mean, I'm asking the dumb question, that is so dumb that no one asks. Why not?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of someone exfilling the moment they infill?
No, I would say it would be better to have a system that does require you to traverse the map a little bit and engage with the game. But I don't think it has to be traversed to the farthest point away from where you are. Where it's like if you spawn on boiler on customs, you have to extract all the way over. Now, I like that there's and I like that there's like, there's some of this stuff that can be on the way. But
I just like that, like, if you want realism,
yeah, you can leave whenever you want, right?
You
just drive away.
One door of a house, it doesn't prevent you from walking out that door.
No, 100%.
So then what? Like, imagine. I just don't know that we've ever talked about this. Imagine if just every exfil was always open to you all the time, except for the ones that need like keys or money. Like, what's the downside? You go because people. That would only be exploited by people who need to survive a raid.
Yeah.
And so they just leave.
Yeah.
But that's because of a different shitty game mechanic. There's no reason why.
Yeah.
People, they go into a raid to do things in the raid.
Yeah.
So if they go to dorms and then just go back to where they came from.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, I'm not saying that would be objectively bad. I wouldn't care.
I'm just asking the hard question.
And that actually is how it is on certain maps. So like on Lighthouse, currently the southernmost extract, Southern Road, and the northernmost extract, which is Northern Mountain, those extracts are available.
My favorite streamer, by the way.
Yep, Northern Mountain are available to everyone always. You can spawn at the Southern Road extract, and you can spawn at the Northern Mountain one. So like it already is in the game. Same with Shoreline. Path to Lighthouse is one of the extracts on Shoreline. It's open for everybody all the time, and you can spawn right there. So we already have that, where you can literally spawn right next to your extract on like a couple of the maps. And with the addition of like Green Flare extract, which I think was one of the best additions to the game, extracts that are always available to everybody. You just have to have a Green Flare. I love that.
Those Green Flare.
Yeah.
They meant the original ones.
Oh, the green smoke. Yeah, that's still in the game as well.
I thought they got rid of that.
Well, green smoke used to be behind resort, like on Shoreline, for example. Now it's pier. They moved that smoke. Like, you know how pier was always open? Sometimes you could never tell. Everyone said it was the buoy that would light up, but it wasn't. Now there's that green smoke.
There was a spotlight that used to work, but it was broken and never turned back on.
They put the green smoke there, so it's like it's unmistakable when that extract is up. The green smoke.
No, the best exfil was the one that was like under the reserve radar tower.
That's still there. Now you just need a red rebel and a paracord to take that.
Are red rebels still like 1 in a million, or they're probably all over the place now?
Well, you can buy them on the flea market, and so they're about $1 mil. The price.
Oh, that's like nothing.
The price, once again, one of the biggest things you have to like recognize is everything from your time in the game that was rare is a worthless piece of garbage now. Not exactly, but
I'm gonna get so pogged to get like a car battery or whatever.
I found a red key card today and didn't even blink. There wasn't even a pog in the chat. It was like nothing sells because they juiced marked rooms up so much. So like the flea market is flooded with red rebels because every other marked room turn there's a red rebel on the floor. Red key cards sell on the flea market for less than you can just vendor them to therapists for. Because every other red key card every other marked room has a red key card in it. So it's like red rebels, taigas, lead X's, every single colored key card, all those things sell on the flea for just what they vendor to therapists for, plus the tax to sell them on the flea. That's it. It's like nothing is worth anything anymore.
Wait, the taiga? That ugly ass thing is like a...
Yeah, well, the taiga, it was a melee weapon, and it used to be what made it valuable was its rarity. You could get it on like Kaban, and like it was so rare, and so it was just a flex. Yeah. You remember when the Twitch Rivals armband used to sell in the flea market for 10 million rubles? Not because it was cool to have a bright purple thing on your arm, because it was rare. And I miss that era of Tarkov where there was like something you could flex. You know what I mean? Something that was rare. You pulled out the taiga, you inspected it, and it was just like, oh shit. Yeah. So it's like, and
I don't even know what.
So, anyways, what were we even talking about before?
Terminator 2.
Yeah, that's it. Dude, what were we talking about? Oh, extracts and stuff like that. And so, yeah, there already is like tons of that. But yeah, anyways, that conversation about the rat thing was funny because it's just the ass backwards conversation where there's just so many other game designs that are so poorly implemented that it pushes things in certain directions, and instead of thinking about how to get rid of the rats, just thinking about how to make the game better would be a better way to do it.
But bro, it's what's so wild to me too is like, why? No, never mind. This should not be a conversation worth having. I was going to be like, why does Nikita have to like engagement bait? He's like a millionaire who isn't a content creator. Like, what is he? Why?
I genuinely just think he thinks it's funny.
He's just a troll.
Mm-hmm. Troll at heart. And I respect it a little bit.
He just retweeted a one peg video with the fire emoji.
Yeah, One Peg's been posting.
Are they cool? Are they cool again?
Yeah, One Peg's been posting like hella deep lore breakdowns of all the aspects of Tarkov, and Nikita's been like retweeting them all. I haven't. I've heard they're like really good.
Interesting. I've been out of the game for so long. The last thing I remember is fucking. Oh god. Oh my god. And then Nikita like now. See, I can get behind Nikita posting like an email where the subject is "Fix your fucking game, boy." Yeah. Nikita, your game is shit. Scav go rogue on other scav, and I lose rep. Fix your shit. Quit buying crack, you R-word furry. From the entire Tarkov community, allegedly. And Nikita responds Furry? Why furry, bro? not that he's buying crack. He's mad
That's what
about
I'm
the
saying.
furry.
That's where like the troll comes out and it's
Oh God, that's funny, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah,
what is the this
I don't
guy's
know.
basketball?
I don't know.
This guy's genuinely basketball.
This guy is genuinely basketball. So I mean, that really is all the like Tarkov news. I mean, that was funny. I almost have Kappa. Season is still fun, but I'm excited because the War Dogs beta is this weekend, and I'm very.
I got asked about that today. If I'm like I'm too busy. I'm editing.
You're in the you're edit maxing. Yeah.
I'm Premiere mogging.
In there for like 6-7 hours a day.
See, okay, that's a meme. I have made it my entire life without dabbing and without saying the 6-7 meme. Something about those two things, I think I just draw a line, you know?
Don't kill the part of you that's cringe. Kill the part of you that cringes.
Oh my God, is that like an Aesop's Fables?
Yeah,
like Aesop, Michael Scott.
That's like
Jesse's wife in the chat. Wow.
That's printed on like a piece of shiplap, and right above that is a sign that says "Live, Laugh, Love."
Yeah, hung up in a porta potty. In a porta potty with like wallpaper. But listen, your dad mogging.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Your dad, like you're a dad, so that's a part of like I get it. I
can't not.
I get it.
It's my birthright.
When you're doing it to your kids in a way that now, see, I need to confirm this with my dad, okay?
Okay.
I need to confirm this because I have like an idea. Like, I think I have like an intuitive sort of understanding. Like, I get dad humor now as like an adult, not as a dad. I'm not a dad, right? But like, I mean, as far as I know, but as like an adult where it's like, I get the impulse where I want to say something that's like cringy, knowing they'll think I'm serious.
Yeah.
And having that be their speed, like an enjoyment where it's like you don't, like you're not in on the fact that I know this is cringy.
Yeah.
And I just get enjoyment out of seeing you cringe. As opposed to like when I was little and I was cringing at my dad, it's because I thought my dad was unironically trying to be. Now, maybe I'll ask him and maybe he'll say like, no, I unironically thought I was cool.
No, it's not unironically thinking you're cool. Here's what I'm learning as my kids grow up. It's not
it's not what our country can do for
It's
me.
not what our country can do. It's not, and baby, you're in chat, back me up. It's not an attempt is made to be cringy or dad humor or whatever. It's an emergent property of parenting. They are just, and I love my children, asking you so many things all the time, saying things. They'll ask you a question, you'll answer it, and then they will, as if they had never asked the question, how big is a basketball hoop? It's 10 feet tall. Not missing a breath. Dad, did you know basketball hoops are 10 feet tall? Yeah, I just fucking told you. It's just years and years and years of that. You can't help it. He says something, Dad, I'm hungry. You go, hungry, I'm dad. You just have to like.
It's like you're shaking up the magic 8-ball of answers, and one of them is just like a dad joke, like naturally.
It's just like I can't be, I don't want to be mean to you, but I want to be annoying a little bit. I just like, you
want to make them uncomfortable, but not in like an
you
evil,
just asked me
way.
400,000 questions today. We just had lunch. I said, if you don't finish your lunch, you're going to be hungry later. You said, I'm full, I promise. 37 minutes later, you were like, Dad, I'm hungry. I just go, hungry, I'm dad. Like, it's not an attempt to be, it's just an emergent property of like trying to not scream at all times.
So you mean to tell me, okay, fast forward, your kid's like 13 or whatever, okay?
Yes, you say that so you don't say something else is what my wife just said.
My wife.
All right, what are you saying?
No, I mean that's a very succinct way of putting it. Like you're sitting on the couch, you're watching fucking Star Trek: The Next Generation or This Old House, as I'm sure
we did.
Now, yeah, your kids were born and you got the This Old House subscription
immediately. Yeah,
immediately. Although now these days I've been watching a shit ton of This Old House because let me tell you, I got to learn the difference between fucking dados and dovetails. Well, I knew dovetails, but anyway, let's not get woodworking coded. I don't even know the terminology. And it's, your kids haven't been bothering you all day long. They've been playing Nintendo 64 all day, right? They come downstairs, they pour themselves some Capri Sun, and they go, "Hey, Dad, what day is it?" No, sorry. I already ruined the joke. "Hey, Dad, is today Saturday?" All day. It's like, your argument fails in that scenario.
My assumption is that by the time you're that age,
I've done it for so
much has been stored up.
Oh, God, that's what I was worried about.
Like, this is what I was going to say. When you're the kid, everything before this very moment that's happening right now doesn't exist. You, you can tell.
We have object permanence issues.
No object permanence at all. It's so funny. I can tell when, my kid has asked me 500,000 questions, and, the minute I let it get to me, which I shouldn't, and I get frustrated, you can tell that they're like, I don't get it. Like, all I did was ask you a question. Nothing before that question has happened. And then I do go no, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't
because they don't have pent up emotions
100%,
or it's
100%.
Everything is completely reactive.
So by the time they're 13, you've just been eating that shit and storing it and pushing it down that it's like, hey, Dad, is it Saturday? All day. Last time I checked.
I feel like there has to be some truth to the whole it changes because so my niece and nephew, my niece is 11.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew's a few years younger. And I feel the urge, the tendency, because I feel like she's smart enough and mature enough to sort of get a little bit of the sort of sarcasm. She to where I wouldn't dad joke like a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get. I'm sure if it was my kids, it would be a different story.
Yeah.
But it's I don't get the same kind of cringe. You're not enough of a fully fledged human for your cringe to mean anything to me. You need to be 10. You need double-digit age before your discomfort gives me pleasure. When you're younger than that, it's physical pain. Okay. That gives me pleasure.
You laugh. Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing the kids. No, I'm just kidding. Around children, I am in constant spotter mode.
Yeah.
I'm always and it brings out something in me. And it's why I fucking hate being around children.
I don't like being around children that are my children.
No one else is thinking how they should all have helmets on, and that's all I can think about. And I don't care about any of them. I just don't want to have to clean up blood. That's annoying because I'm watching American Pickers, okay? So like but it's like I have an impulse. Now I'm sure it's one of those things you get desensitized really quickly.
Yeah.
When like your kid runs into the wall 17 times, you're not really scared. But all I can think about is
for sure.
I don't see any screws holding the shelf that has the fucking like DVD player stack
that
on
they're
top
climbing
of it.
on.
That's kind of wobbly and they're leaning against, and I'm like,
yeah.
But nobody else seems to care. So, and I know the moment that I'm like, I'm gonna sit back and relax is when they're gonna trip over the shit in front of me, and I'm gonna be
and the parents gonna come in and be like, "Come on, you weren't watching."
Yeah. Well, also coupled with the fact that there's like nothing more badass. The internet has given us a lot of things. A lot of great things. So many, even the best things even. And what I would argue is that when you have the dad who's watching the fucking game, right? He's like this, watching the game, got a beer in his hand, and the daughter like flips over with like a knife in her hand, and he just like catches her and just like doesn't even spill his beer.
Yeah.
It's the whole kid about to die, but the dad one hand or the mom fucking saves the kid's life. That's like, okay, those videos I can.
Yeah.
If that was my shorts feed, I'd be addicted. But luckily, it's not. So.
Yeah. It's for sure. I mean, I get mad and uncomfortable being around other people's kids because I get the same way. It's just with your own. It's just Chinese water torture. It's just it's every day, all day. You know what I mean? 1,000 times they run into the wall or they trip and fall. They do all the things. You just like can't you don't have enough emotion to care that much all the time. There isn't enough in the human body, so you just let them do their thing.
I know exactly what you're saying, but the Chinese water torture thing, I've never thought more than 2 seconds about Chinese water torture to think about what happens after a while. I thought it just made you go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah. That the reason the parents aren't concerned is because they're all crazy. Because
that makes sense. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They've been broken. I get it now.
Exactly. Some part of them.
And if you said like waterboarding, I'd be like, that doesn't.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. But anyways, dad jokes for life. You just can't.
That's one of the things on my list of video ideas. Like video essay ideas. Was. Let me do a Control F dad. The what the fuck? The invention of dad culture? Okay, dude, sometimes I look back at these ideas, I'm like, what was I thinking? Because a lot of times I'm driving in my car and I like hit the boop, microphone, and I'm like, because I need to go and because if I don't talk for 30 seconds, it goes
yes,
but I'll sit in silence for 3 minutes in between ideas. What did I write here? I said the invention of dad culture. Are the jokes inherently bad, or is the cringe based on our experience? That sounds like some ChatGPT.
Yeah, what
shit.
were you thinking? Are the jokes that bad?
Or is the cringe based on our experience? Fuck, dude, I don't know what I meant. But this is why I have a problem. I need to overly note take, because I know that when I have really good ideas, if I don't really articulate them enough, when the time comes to work on them, I will have forgotten what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Terminator 2 key moment.
Totally
worthwhile story.
Oh my God.
But we got there on the Patreon.
Yes.
Podcast Patreon.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so good. Oh man.
What are these? I'm sorry, I'm just looking through my list. Helga, mom, alcoholic. Remember Helga from Doug?
Oh.
No, was it Doug? No, sorry, not Doug, not Doug. Oh my God, absolutely not Doug.
Arnold. Hey Arnold.
Arnold. Hey
yes,
Arnold.
Yes.
How her mom. I remember. I went to go watch something about Hey Arnold. I think I was looking up something about Stoop Kid.
Okay.
And I ended up going down like a rabbit hole on YouTube and came across an episode where I was like, oh, this whole thing's about Helga's mom is like an alcoholic. And I'm like, oh my God, that explains why she's such a little bitch. But it's like, of course you don't, as a kid, you don't recognize that nuance, which is like also crazy, which is like a double thing because a lot of times kids would never notice if their parents suffering from something like that. And so
certainly.
And so that just opened up a whole, I'm like, wow, there's probably a crazy story. There's probably there's probably multiple episodes where it's like the whole arc going on behind the scenes where you don't.
Yeah.
You just don't.
I feel like there was a lot of kids television that was, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of both, like complex in its characters, but then maybe sometimes also just horrible. Like we were talking about Johnny Bravo the other day, and so you watch some of that and you're like, holy fucking shit, how is this a kid show? But then
I've never seen a single episode
really
of Johnny Bravo. No.
Yeah.
I know, and everybody here you're all talking about which episode of SpongeBob is the get out of here.
But then there's like, Valiant brought up Johnny Bravo. But then it's like freaking the Iron Giant. You ever see that movie? That movie's like, watch that movie again as an adult, and you're like,
that's on my list of movies I haven't seen to like react to. I imagine that's like a tearjerker.
Yes, it's just like I mean, it's an animated movie. It's a kid's movie, but it's so real and just like it just deals with like real harsh, tough stuff. I mean, it's a tearjerker right now, and I'm watching that when I'm like 9.
Dude, I have a thing, movies to react to, and it has one thing in it: Iron Giant. I was just about to add it.
When did the Iron Giant come out?
Yeah, I'm picturing
August 6th, 1999. Oh.
I'm picturing the same like art style as like the Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah.
Is it similar?
Yeah.
Wait, no, this looks wait, I'm seeing like CGI looking shit, and then what? This looks like photorealistic.
No.
Oh, live action, unofficial trailer. Oh, so it's uploaded August 24th, 2025. So it's some chat GPT ass shit. God damn it.
Yes.
Oh, dude, have you seen the Brave Little Toaster?
Yes. Also,
I need to watch that again. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, he has an S on his chest?
The Iron Giant?
Why is it a straight up Superman?
Don't.
With just like Arial font.
I actually don't remember if they explained it in the movie. It doesn't matter. Superman didn't exist in 1999. Superman got it from the Iron Giant.
True. There's a Magic the Gathering Iron Giant. Oh, no, wait. Apparently that's a Final Fantasy. They got it from Final Fantasy. Who got it from Magic? Who got it from... Who got it from the original Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3?
The original dad.
This is the most sober drunk episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
I think I'm just tired.
Yeah.
You know, I was rewatching Pluribus.
Oh, nice.
Which really like went by like that. But
Silo tonight.
Silo tonight at 9 p.m. I don't know. I feel like we've got to be approaching like season finale territory. Is it
Yeah.
season finale?
I don't know. I agree that it feels like we're almost there. I did get caught up.
You did? Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I can't wait. 20 minutes and it's out. Would you join the Pluribus union?
We've talked about this before. I think we disagreed. Maybe I'm misremembering. I feel like there's two camps of people that watched Pluribus. People that thought Carol was being unreasonable and people that thought everybody else was being unreasonable. And I was firmly in team everybody else was being unreasonable. Carol's the only reasonable person on the show. And
you thought I disagreed with that?
I couldn't.
How dare
No, it was just one of those things where I've had this conversation with a couple people and I can't remember who, but I remember who I had it with disagreed with me. So it just must have not been you.
I hope I didn't have that opinion, and like literally ever, I would be ashamed of myself. But I can't say I didn't, because this is where in the Veritas is dead, and so now we've made a montage of all the times he was said dumb shit or lied or was wrong. Nobody would wait until I was dead to do that.
No,
that would be out.
I'd be out.
If I said anything wrong,
if I ever did,
there,
which I haven't,
which I've never done. I mean, I famously said that the snare in Emergence was a criminal crime,
dude.
And I remember saying that across like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yes,
I was so triggered, dude. And now it's like, nah, I get it. It's good. It's a vibe. It's an acquired taste. You know what it is? Oh my God, you know what it is?
What is it?
Oh no, fuck. I was gonna say it's the equivalent of someone who's like never had like coffee, right?
Yeah.
Who's like, oh, it's so gross, and it's like, but once you get to appreciate, but it's actually worse than that. It's when you have it's not quite the Dunning-Kruger curve, but it's the curve where it's like,
the meme.
The meme where there's like Jedi.
Yes.
Where it's like the smooth brain and the genius are
an agreement.
Have the same.
Yeah, it's just like yeah.
I think that like I think my no, but see the meme situation doesn't hold here, because in this situation I'm saying that like in this situation I'm the Jedi in the meme. Okay.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
I mean, listen, if I'm not, then who is in the 2% of all musicians? Look at my Spotify numbers, okay?
Oh my God.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I think it was like I think like objectively I was right. Because here's the thing. Objectively, like black Folgers coffee tastes like dog shit. Like objectively, vodka tastes like shit, okay? But you get used to it, and it becomes an acquired taste, and then you have an appreciation for it. But let's be honest, objectively, it's bad. If aliens came down tomorrow and were...
I need to put that on my soundboard. Objectively, I was right.
The thing I'm disagreeing with myself about... Actually, I was right. The thing I was wrong about... God damn,
but
dude.
We are right that Carol is the only sane person in that show.
Well, no. Wait a minute. I forgot. Who were we talking about?
Carol, the main character.
And compared to who?
The others. Yeah, the other survivors.
Okay, maybe the guy in the casino is actually the right one. Okay, listen. And I had to caveat this. This was something where I like.
Nah, dude, this is a litmus test. That says something about you. You're fucked up if you think that guy's the same one.
I mean, I never said I wasn't fucked up. Well, okay. Well, let me put it to you this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I this was something where I like. I'm gonna go walk down and get the shovel from the garage because I think I will probably need it, babe. But I'm gonna caveat what I'm about to say. Tell me at one point I'm thinking myself. I was like, let's say you died in like the happening. Okay, let's say you were gone. I'd probably just be like, all right, man. I guess it is what it is. I get to do anything while being able to talk with the most interesting, intelligent people that humanity has produced in the last 100 years, while having access to everything possible, and every other human being is experiencing perfect bliss.
That's what they're telling you. Listen, I think this could be my toxic trait. This could be, I'm so willing to admit
the right thing to do is what Carol's doing.
I could be fucked with all this. I just think, like, I almost think it's the suspension of disbelief thing. I think most people want to get to the part of the show where it's like very clearly a TV show. Like, Breaking Bad, no high school chemist teacher is going to become like the biggest drug cartel ever. But like, we want to get to that point past the real. And I think the show wants to explore how somebody would really react. And I think people are inserting themselves into a TV show land and saying, yeah, I would get over my wife and the fact that humanity, as I know and understand it, has ceased to exist in an instant. Like, it's not that you wouldn't eventually become the guy in the casino. It's that you wouldn't be able to get over everything you've ever known evaporating in 3 days. It would take a Carol amount of time.
I mean, everything we've ever known is kind of meh.
Not wrong. I think the person, I think Carol's the most reasonable person in the show. I think the second most reasonable person in the show is the girl who joined the aliens. Like, genuinely, like, I think I just like,
no, but see, here's the thing. That to me is unreasonable because what that is being so convinced that heaven is real, you put a gun in your mouth.
Yes.
And so to me, it's like, but what if you're wrong about that? Then there's no going back. And so.
But that's also why I couldn't live in harmony with them. Like you had just said, and everyone on planet Earth is experiencing the best thing ever. It's like, if you really believe that, then put the gun in your mouth.
Why?
Because everything that, like, if you believe what they're saying is everything they're experiencing is 100 times better than what you're experiencing. Please join us. And if you believe that they are experiencing that, then why wouldn't you want to join them?
Well, it's not that I necessarily believe them. It's that I don't know that it's on me to tell them they're wrong. Like this is where like free will sort of comes in. I don't know that you can know, and the brainwashing, it could be real.
Yeah,
but it's like this is the unfalsifiable thing of never knowing anyone else's brain, and when everyone else's brain is one brain, then it just becomes a really judging another person's character is something we do a million times, and you weigh it on all these different things. Well, now there's one person. There's one person whose character you get to judge, and it's 8 billion one people.
Yes.
One person.
And I think it would take a fucking long time for a human brain to rationalize that.
Well, but I mean, like, the alternative, there's two choices. There's the choice to join or not.
Yeah.
Well, so there's one choice. That's the choice of join or not.
Yeah.
Now, I'm on the same side as Carol where I say not to join.
Yeah.
I just don't think me alone can solve probably the most complicated fucking biological problem in history that was created by a hyper advanced. I would just be like, you know what? I think I'm just going to tap out of this one and just let them be happy forever. Yeah. And I'll just...
I like, listen, I can't, maybe I am just insane. I just don't believe you. Like, it just like...
Wait, what do you mean you don't believe me?
I don't believe you wouldn't try to solve it. I don't believe you would say, I'm going to tap out of this one. Let's just live in harmony. Maybe 5 years after it happened, you would do that.
You know what? No, here's what I would do. There's only so many, there's only so many hours a day you could dedicate to drugs and sex, okay? So all of the rest of the time, I wouldn't be interested in watching Netflix, or I would run out of the back catalog of movies I haven't seen, and no one's making anything new.
No, for sure.
So I would probably get bored pretty quickly, okay? But there's something to be said about I think everyone's lying to themselves if they aren't a little bit in terms of can you bring me a fucking fighter jet pilot, a fighter jet, a little bit of cocaine, the 10 most beautiful women on the planet, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and bring me to the Nürburgring in the fucking fighter jet. And let me drive around. You would take some time to do some shit if you had effectively access to everything ever.
Yeah.
But it would probably get old. But listen, in season 1 of Pluribus is 2 weeks of time.
Yeah.
So
that's why I think Carol is being reasonable, because I think every human on planet Earth would take a couple of weeks of time before adjusting to, hey, an alien race just subsumed all of humanity into one mind, before you'd be like, and your wife just died.
Yeah, but his wife didn't just die.
Who?
Presumably the guy didn't have some real bad shit to get over.
You talking about the guy in the casino?
Yeah, there's a difference between being traumatized that you had but maybe his life was just kind of meh. That's the biggest fucking upgrade ever.
Yes. I thought we were talking about Carol. That guy, sure, maybe he had nothing to live for. Maybe he was genuinely destitute, and he lost all his money to a gambling addiction, and he literally got the biggest glow up of his life. We don't have to go here if you don't want to. I think jumping 3 days into having sex with a consciousness that is also every man, woman, and child on the planet at the same time, I think it would take me more than 3 days to get there. Let me tell you what, I don't know.
Well, so if we're gonna believe what the show tells us, I have to suspend my disbelief every time I see them land a plane, and every time I see them do a whole bunch of stuff where I'm the best possible minds. That's the best you could come up with. It's was that janky ass kind of fucking porpoisey landing, and that's where but listen, it'll all. Oh, actually, you know what? The person we haven't considered is Manusos.
Oh,
Manusa.
Yeah. See, now that is I'm so glad he exists in the show, because I wouldn't do that either.
Than Carol.
Yes, 100%. That's what I'm saying. It's I'm not saying there's no nuance to it. I'm just saying those two extremes, the guy in the casino and the Manusis, I wouldn't be eating cat food, right? I would be eating food. I would be
You
but
But you wouldn't be eating. But you wouldn't be going to the grocery store. You would be like alien door dashing the best meals, whatever you wanted for. I think maybe ever.
I think you would go to the grocery store on the first day. Like, once again, this could be my toxic trait. I am just so convinced it would take a while to process.
Yes. But I don't think that he on the first day was also like that. It would probably took a few weeks or a week or whatever of like picking up the bodies, talking with the aliens, having them explain everything, having them explain the situation for him to be like, wait, you want to do literally anything you can for me? And now what I wonder, and maybe this is like an interesting thing, that this is an interesting thing that would come up in the show that I think would maybe like test the character.
Mm-hmm.
How much of her reaction is her wanting to protect herself as opposed to save humanity?
Yeah,
that's an interesting distinction.
Yes,
because it could be, and I don't have to go back and like literally rewatch it again to think about like what are her motives and stuff. But it could be totally selfish, and that she just doesn't want to join the hive mind because actually a week or two in, guess what she's doing?
Yeah,
traveling the world, getting all of the best stuff, and fucking,
that's an interesting question too. You said earlier you would like, be closer to the casino guy, where you'd be like talking to the most interesting people, eating the most interesting food, and you wouldn't necessarily want to join and become the alien. I would love to hear your thoughts on like that, her realization that like they have found a way to make you join them, and they're pursuing it.
Yeah, well,
how does that feel in terms of the like?
No, I mean that's
that's
nightmare fuel. But here's the thing: I feel like they operate on very strict rules, and this is like the guy who talks in the middle of the movie theater in me, where I'm like, actually, I'm sure there's some way to like logic them into being like, oh, we can't.
Yeah.
Or talking them into it somehow, or finding like a logical issue with that whole thing that would make me, because like actually that makes me think even more now that I think about it, that it was her. It's like selfish, because during the period of time where she thought she was safe, it was when she was traveling the world with the quote unquote extremely fuckable I don't even know. I was gonna say I don't know what her nationality is. But yeah, girlfriend. And then it wasn't until she found out that they have her eggs from when she donated her eggs.
Yeah.
That they have her stem cells to then the season ends with the fucking nuclear bomb getting dropped in her driveway.
And of course, like you were saying, I agree that like I don't know that I would like genuinely pursue figuring out how to like stop an alien race with learning that. Like I don't know how we could do that. But and that's the thing is like an important distinction is I'm not saying Carol is a character of high moral standing. I'm saying I believe she is the perfect stand-in for what everyone would do, which is react very poorly, not be able to process the fact that all of humanity has been subsumed into one hive mind, reject it, hate it. It would take a long time of extreme loneliness and pushing the human brain to the limits before then realize and just like being like, fuck, I guess I'll just learn to live with this. Like that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm saying 3 days in, just fucking every woman in sight like the casino dude did is just mad fucking weird to me. Like, I just like it's not that she has like all her motivations in a row or she's an extremely high moral character.
I also think that there's like a suspension of like like when you're like living vicariously through these characters in a way that you wouldn't. There's a difference, I guess, between saying like this is the character who I think is like rational in this universe versus this is what I would do.
And what I said was I think Carol is the one being rational in this universe.
Well, no. Well, right. And I think what he's doing is also rational in the universe. I think what she's doing is rational in our universe, in real life universe. Not in the suspension of disbelief fiction universe where it's like, booyah, let's like, give me every dirt bike ever. And like, the party.
Nah.
You're the guy in the movie theater that's like, actually.
No, it's not. That's so funny. That's literally
because I was halfway through doing my taxes.
Dude, that's so funny. That's you. That's everybody else. That's literally the exact opposite. I'm going, oh yeah, the story that they're telling and the main character's story, the things she's doing is real. Everyone else is freaking the fuck out, being like, oh my God, Carol's so dumb. Nobody would ever do that. I'm the one in the theater sitting there. Everyone else is standing up going, actually.
Oh, well,
you got that ass backwards, bro.
Well, I'm literally have not read or engaged with any other human being's idea of like what. So I don't know like what. I'm not sure who you're talking about in terms of like who is. That's a different argument from like who would I be? Am I team Jacob or am I team?
Edward.
Oh, God, and I'm team Edward too, so I can't. I forgot. Like there's a difference, right? Like between that and between saying like what's either morally or ethically right versus what would be believable and realistic. And I think that these are actually three totally different things because what she's doing is in some ways really fucking dumb, irresponsible,
like I see what you're saying,
but also like understandable and realistic, but also in the world of fiction in some ways unrealistic and unbelievable that she would be like surprised that someone would be like, that someone would choose the have everything. Because like save the world is not a thing that a lot of that is like, what are my options? Okay, I could join them. I could enjoy things. Or I could try to reverse an alien virus and save billions of people in humanity while while all of them are actively working against me. Like that kind of makes sense. You'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking live and let live, man. And
God, oh my God, I'm losing my mind.
You don't think that makes sense? And I'm not saying that you would do it or that I would do it.
Yeah.
Think about every TV show has 19 different characters and like none of them ever make sense. Are you losing your mind at every one of them? It's like, no, they're all complicated people and people are different. And there's going to be a guy who's going to take the thing. And it's like, I'm going to be on team Hurley when I'm watching Lost or you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Every character sucks,
Yeah.
And they all suck.
Yeah.
Carol is just on purpose unlikable in a way that ends up becoming like relatable.
Yeah. Once again, though, I feel like she's unlikable because we're watching a TV show and we want to get to the TV show things. But I feel like I can relate.
No, she's made to be unlikable. She's made to be the most annoying, but here's the thing.
I didn't find her to be annoying at all.
She was the one that was like overreacting and causing them to fucking glitch out and all that stuff over and over. She couldn't control her emotions. She was unlikable in that like I would be, and this is coming from someone who's extremely unlikable, okay? Because I would be the one in the airplane going, why are you all so fucking stupid? Why are you all, that's not your son. This is crazy talk. Lakshmi or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She's the worst character in the show.
Yeah.
Because she's like, this is my son. He's still my son. No, bitch.
Yeah.
You're a dumbass.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, and it's just like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, we don't like, it's so fun. We don't have to, like I said, I just feel this so it's strongly in my bones. Like someone said, if humanity and everything could be safe and happy forever, and she's not taking that unique chance for selfish reasons, it's really human in a bad way. Like I
think that I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
I just think that like PvE Tarkov came out 2 years ago, and very few human beings can get over that fact today. Just that one microscopic, stupid, fucking insignificant thing. Everything you know about the entire world just evaporated. Every person is just one person. You can't, like, you're never going to meet somebody that doesn't know you ever again. Your wife just died. There are so many experiences that are gone. Yes, someone is telling you that that the great spaghetti monster in the sky is going to make it all okay. I'm not even saying you don't eventually join them. I'm not even saying you don't eventually do the thing. I just think like to be like, well, it's really selfish not to just take the chance. It's just like, what? Like, I'm just it's been 2 weeks. Like oh my God, you would not just accept that at face value. You would not just accept.
Don't listen to anyone else's argument and think it's mine, though. That's all I want to say.
I didn't say it was yours.
Well, you're reacting to that the same way as me. Basically, imagine a terrible tragedy. Okay, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I none of these hypotheticals are fun. $1 billion life insurance policy. You're watching a movie, and the movie's about this person's family dies in a plane crash, and they get $1 billion life insurance policy.
Yeah,
you're good. That doesn't erase the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Certainly,
but like the montage of what you're going to spend the $1 billion on after you like sort of. It's going to be a sick montage.
Yes, and that's
what I'm thinking about the guy in the casino.
And that's such a good example because basically it's like you can take each of those and like pull them to the extremes, right? So like what happened as the tragedy would determine like how long your response would be, like your grieving period would be before you start buying jet skis. Right? Which you would do. Like, I agree with you. I would eventually take the $1 billion and I'd start buying jet skis. Right?
But just imagine he didn't have a significant other and really didn't have that many friends or family.
But I still think that
yes. Makes it a week as opposed to months.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think realizing you'll never meet another new person ever in your life, realizing that like aliens inhabit the entire world now. Like, I think those things would break any human's brain, even if it was a globe. Now, for different amount of times, if your wife died, like I do get what you're saying, where like he would get around to it faster. Maybe that's true. It's not 3 days. Now, it's a TV show, so it doesn't fucking matter. But
well, that's the thing is that in this
it's not 3 days
universe. In this universe, I don't picture him sitting down and thinking, oh man, I'm never going to have there's never going to be a new movie. There's never going to be like all the things. When I'm role playing as him.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that calculus. The calculus you would do in real life, that would be a complex thing that wouldn't take place over the course of 15 minutes out of 4 episodes in one season of a TV show.
Yeah.
It would be, you skip past the grief because I feel no grief and ka-ching, oh shit, like fuck, you know.
No,
like,
and I get he needs to be there because they're creating the both ends of the spectrum, right? They're creating the person that joins them, the person that loves their life, the mom that's like basically in denial that anything has ever happened, the person Manusis that goes to the extreme. So I get why those things are for the gradient of thing. But my argument, you go back, rewind this 30 minutes. All I ever said was Carol's the most reasonable. Like, that's the most reasonable response.
I was going to say this because it was the end of the episode, but I would regret it. I'm going to type to you a message. Okay.
Okay.
And this is, okay. I can't think and type. Shit. 1 second. Let me type this.
Ow now, brown cow. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
What I effectively just said to Jesse was that, like, I think that there would be more of him than there would be of Carol in real life.
And once again, I vehemently disagree, but I could be wrong. But I can't force myself to change what I believe right now. I can't do it.
Oh, sweet summer child.
I can't do it.
Sweet summer child.
It's so funny because everything you're saying, I think of your opinion right now as well. But that's fine. That's fine.
You think I'm naive?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sweet summer
Anyways,
child.
Watch Pluribus and then argue with us
this
about
episode
it.
Sponsored by Ridge Wallets and Pluribus, apparently.
Oh.
The show that we just spoiled. All the
Silo, though. Potentially season finale out right now. Very excited to go watch that. Thank you guys so much for hanging. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you to Ridge for sponsoring the episode. If you want even more podcast content, you can get ad-free and early access to these episodes on patreon.com/thepodcastpod and even extra episodes we do every week over there. Thank you for hanging. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to our silly conversations. And we will definitely see y'all on the next one.
Join the aliens. Join the aliens, everyone.